Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us, I've got 4 new knives from Adrian D'Souza over at Damn Designs. These are his new releases. They are available right now on Amazon, and if you go into the description of this video, you will find links for them. I have known Adrian since 2019. We met at Blade Show West. I have a number of his other knives. He designs and makes some fantastic blades. There's just no question. Most recently, a bunch of people got in on the drop for these. This is the Gin. This is a full titanium version. This cute little thing is just one of my favorite little knives. I know, I don't generally like small knives, but this little front flipper is fantastic. And as you can see, it shares the pivot. This is a great knife. These are something he decided to give a shot at. Now, originally I got my hands on the protos for these, and the protos for these were in high-end steel, and they were titanium. And he took a look at the world and the way things were going and said, you know what? Why don't I make something a little more budget-friendly? And I think that was just genius. These are D2 and G10. They are $49, I think, on Amazon, and they are by far the nicest budget knives I've had my hands on in a very, very long time. Now, I know I have said in the past that D2 and G10, the burnout kind of thing, but you know what? When somebody does it right, all that kind of goes out the window, and you end up with a table full of really excellent knives, and that is what has gone on here. Now, of course, I have my favorites, but your tastes may vary. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to go through each of them, and I'll tell you kind of what I think. So we'll just do it in order. The first one we're going to look at is the Invictus. And oh my God, this is a fantastic pocket knife. The D2 blade comes down to a really fine edge. Now, I know who makes these. I'm not entirely sure we're supposed to be talking about it, but I will tell you that it is a good company who has produced some excellent knives in the last couple of years. These are OEM'd by someone else. Adrian is just a designer. Maybe someday down the line he'll have his own knife company, but for now he has to do the same work that a lot of small makers do, which he has to find somebody who's willing to make the knives for him. Now, these are made in China. Some of you are going to say, but I love good knives, and this company in particular has really stood up in the last year or two. So, Damn Design picked a great maker, a great OEM for his knives. Now, you get the Damn Design logo on the blade. Other than that, the blade is very clean, except right here. Let's see if it'll show up on camera. Anyway, right here it says D2. I don't think that's going to show. This knife is amazing in hand. And again, I cannot, God, this thing is sharp. And the D2 holds up. Now, I haven't beat the crap out of these, but I have carried each of them and used them, and I haven't even had to strop one of these. The D2 is done really well. I love the stonewash on this one. It's just fantastic. Comfort in hand. The action on this liner lock is so good. Now let's take a look at the pocket clip. It is very deep carry. I mean, like really deep carry. This thing just vanishes in the pocket. Now, I know that's not for everybody, but I love a good deep carry knife. And this is a good deep carry knife. I'm going to do a little size comparison. Not the standard one we always do, but I'm going to bring out the big Benchmade, because I want you to get a look at how big the Invictus is. All right, it is a full-size knife. It really is. In fact, let's just do this. So the Invictus is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just at 8 inches, a little more with the pocket clip. The blade itself, 1, 2, 3. Now, depending on where you measure to, but it's 3 1/4 inches of cutting right here to the edge of where the plunge stops. And I want to share with you, there's no smile, there's no nothing. The grind is perfect. These aren't protos. These are what's available right now, and I'm telling you, you should get one. So that's the Invictus. We will put that here. Next up is the Cerberus. Now, this is very similar, but not the same in handle shape to the Invictus. Just like that. There. You have a little more of a clip point, running right into almost sort of a Bowie style. The blade is equally as slicey, and I will measure out the D2 at the end. You have a marvelous grip. Just again, it's just a handful of really excellent knife. Now this one is satin, although I think they also make, each of these has a couple of different varieties and styles. And I want to point out, this one's black, this one's jade, the other two are colors. They all come in a variety of colors. So if you want this in black, that's available. If you want this, you can do that. I think that's really nice. I want to spend a second on this pivot. So the pivot is completely flush, a little bit of rise, but not much, so not completely flush, but very, very flat into the G10, which is milled. Both of these milled beautifully. Let's put that there. On this one, you get the same sort of rounded and then flat slab sides, right? So you perfectly comfortable place to put your hand. The pocket clip on this one is a little less deep carry than on the Invictus. I think that the Cerberus here is my favorite. You get a big, beautiful blade with lots of belly. It's attractively done. Look at this swedge. Just so comfortable in hand. Those ridiculously good cutters. This one I think is about the same, maybe a little bit bigger. Let's take a look. No, same 8 inches. The blade itself is a little bit longer at the cutting edge because this one has a little more of a choil. I really like this knife. So you guys know I'm a collector. Again, liner lock, locked up beautifully, no rock, no wiggle, no nothing. When Adrian told me that he was moving his high-end original protos to a more budget-friendly knife, I was resistant because I love high-end knives. But holy crap, has he knocked these things out of the park. Now, you can see on this one, I think, there it is. The liners are milled out, so you do a little bit. These are heavy knives because they're big, but he did a great job with these. Now, jade is not my color. These are mine. This one is going to either be purple, red, or black. I'm not sure which yet. But that's the nice thing about ordering in jade. You can make this knife any color you want. And again, 48 bucks, 49 bucks. Come on. All right, what's next? Next, we have the Hades. These next two are a little leaner in shape, and have leaner handles. Women Carry Knives likes both of these very much. This one is thumb studs. The Hades is thumb studs. Again, you get this nice, I'm guessing 4 millimeters easily. We'll measure at the end, of D2. Thumb studs work beautifully. The handle itself is very comfortable. And this blade shape, I mean, look at that. Come on. Again, with that killer stonewash. These blades are a little shorter than its two brothers, and yet it still comes down to a very fine edge. This one is very stabby. You know, if that's your thing. It's also very good to use because of the way this blade is shaped. For getting up close, boxes and stuff, this is really good. I think this is a beautiful knife. Now, green is not my color, but they come in a bunch of other colors. You can make your choice. Has the same deep carry pocket clip, or very similar. All of the back spacers on these are also G10, and these two have lanyard holes. This one has a lanyard slot space back here, right? A little piece of cutout G10 to run your lanyard through if you're into that sort of thing. All of them came out of the box with spectacular action. Just really good. These are just market changing. If you can do this in G10 and D2, make them this good and sell them for 50 bucks, a little below. Man, this is just evidence that so many companies don't even really try, because these things are spectacular. Let's go ahead and take a look at the last one. The last one is the Fenrir. Very similar to the Hades, but it's a flipper. And just a straight Warncliffe. And come on, look at that blade. Now again, the handles are similar, but not the same. Each of these is a unique design, which I really enjoy. But they have, you know, these two are clearly similar. These two are clearly similar. This one's funny. So I showed these to a friend of mine recently, and of them, I think this is probably my least favorite just because of the straight Warncliffe and the others are so interesting looking. But just to prove that you never quite know, what people are going to jump into, I pulled this one out of the bag that I had him in last, and he went, dude, you should have led with this. This thing is so good. He got it in his hand. It's everything he likes in a knife. And I think that's really what I want to share. No matter what your tastes, right? No matter what your particular style, the new Damn Designs budget line here offers you something, whether it's the Invictus or the Cerberus or the Hades or the Fenrir. Each of them is unique enough in style to offer you something if that's what you're after. And again, remember, they all come in different handle colors, and I think you can choose whether or not you get the stonewash or the satin. So that would be up to you as well. These are remarkable knives. They just are. For the amount of money you'll spend, $49 on Amazon, get one. Now I know Adrian's my friend, and maybe I would, maybe there's some concern that I'm just shilling for him. But here's the thing. I told him when he shipped these to me that I was resistant to the budget version of these knives. I told him that if I didn't like them, I wasn't going to review them. He said that's fine. He just wanted me to get my hands on them. And I think it's because he knew that the minute these things touched down, I was going to fall in love. And he wasn't wrong. My love of budget knives sort of ebbs and flows. I love, to get a really good knife at a budget price is good for everyone, right? My collection, of course, leans a little more towards the high-end stuff, but it's stuff like this that makes me excited. Because if this can be done, then almost anything is possible, right? We don't have to have budget knives that sort of work or okay. We can have really fantastic knives for less than $50, and that's a win for everyone. It just is. That's a win for me and for you and for everybody who loves knives. These things are amazing. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange them on the table just because I'm feeling it. Anyway, these are the new Damn Designs budget line, and I'm going to tell you right now, don't miss this. Don't miss out. You'll be sad. You really will. The other thing I'm excited for, as Adrian was saying, that perhaps if enough of these sell and that people are excited enough, he might come back and make the M390 and titanium versions, which would really make me happy. So buy these. Because I'm selfish and I want the other ones too. No, seriously, guys, these are great knives. You will not feel left out or feel bad about them. I'm going to put these two away, and then I'm just going to measure out and weigh these two. See where we land. So, my dog is dreaming. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear that. All right, so like I said, 4mm of D2. Yep, 4mm of D2 right there. God, I could squeeze it and make it less, but it's the shitty calipers. There we go. 4mm. The Hades here is a little over ½ an inch. It's a little over ½ an inch through the handle. It's just a really good knife. I love that blade shape. Come on. And again, the action on these is so good. Now, the Cerberus. Let's take a look. We'll start with the handle. Handle is about the same, a little over ½ inch. And the blade stock, I'm pretty sure is the same 4mm, but we're going to find out for sure. Actually, yeah, a little bit thicker, 4.05, 4.04, something right like that. So 4mm thick D2. The handles are a little over ½ inch thick this way. This one, of course, is much taller than that one. Such a good handful. Shall we weigh these two? Let's do that. All right, the Cerberus, 5.5 ounces. It's a big knife. It really is. 8 inches, nice and thick this way, very comfortable. Oh, you know what? Let's measure the Hades. 4.7. So this Well, let's go ahead and do the Fenrir as well. 4.4. So this is the lightest. This one's next. I think that this is a really perfect pocket knife. It really is. I think that you are going to like this knife. I really do. I think I love this knife. All right, let's weigh the Invictus just because I'm curious. The Invictus comes in at 5.1 ounces, right? So my favorite, of course, is the heaviest. This is my second favorite because look at it. These are all they're all very well made. They're reasonable weights. They are good materials made by a good company. And again, for less than $50, I'm just completely blown away. And I guess that's where we're going to leave it. Now, I think that what I will do, just because I'm curious, is I'm going to do sort of a long-term thing with these. I'm going to see if my love is warranted. I will carry them, do all the things I normally do. I will pick 2 down the road and come back and do full reviews. What it's like to carry them, how well the blades have held up, all that stuff. But for now, these are the new Damn Design budget line, and holy crap, these are good. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about these knives, feel free to ask down in the comments. Don't forget to check down there for the links to Amazon. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.